Hey everyone, we're going to try this again. Good morning wherever you are. Come on in. Let's enjoy some time together. Let's participate in the Divine Feminine Gathering as you have the ladies from Spirit Sessions along with the ladies of the Muses. More are coming. Okay, Muses need their time to come in and they'll be here. So no worries. I'm blowing you all a little bit of Palo Santo because it takes our vibrations so high. And it's a perfect time to come together, isn't it? So we're thinking about things, we're doing things. By the way, share this out. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. The more you share this out, the more you get a chance to win with one of us, and we announce it at the end of the show. So, thinking about the holidays, I did not grow up with the holidays. My family was in a religion that didn't celebrate it, but afterwards, there I am with my two boys trying to figure out how to do it. And you know, with enough commercialism, I knew you got to buy the presents, you got to wrap them early. But then we opened them early too. But anyway, my best memory though was still where I finally became to believe in the spirit of Christmas. And that was when my firstborn was in elementary school. The school chose our family to be the winner of the recipient for the brownies, the Girl Scout, you know, the brownies. They picked a family and it was our family. So they spent the whole year raising money to get us gifts. And a lot of them were made by the children and by the women and the mothers who helped them. And they came over to our house on a day, you know, they let us know. They came in our house and sang 4 Christmas songs that they had practiced all year with their harmonies. And there I am, I'm crying my eyes out because of the beauty. And I've never seen so many presents under that tree for each and every one of us. And then I could see Christmas really isn't just a one time a year thing. It comes from the heart and it goes around and around. And that's when I decided to believe in the spirit of Christmas. That's my
I
story.
love that. That's beautiful.
Oh, it's so precious. That's what it's all about.
That's awesome.
It was.
That's
They're
awesome.
singing and they're practicing of that was so beautiful. So the card I pulled for all of us is from the deck called
Oh,
the
first,
Divine
first,
Feminine.
first, first, tell about you and what you
Oh,
do.
tell about me.
Yeah.
Just me, you guys know. Okay, I am a life coach. And in my life coaching sessions, I open up your Akashic records and I help you clear out things that have been stuck. I help you bring forward talents that need to be brought forward. In fact, I've had to do that for myself as I've been practicing artwork. I needed to bring that talent forward from other lifetimes, and I had to change a timeline to bring this artwork through. But that's the beauty and the fun of what we get to do with all of our different spiritual gifts. So I speak with the angels, I ride on the dragons, I bring in the unicorns. There's just so much fun to be had and so much learning. And the learning journey about ourselves is really the most important journey. When we know what we want and what we don't want, we are able to move along our journey. And so that's what I like to do, and it's so much fun. Now, back to the card. I pulled from the Divine Feminine Oracle Guidebook, book by Megan Watterson. Watterson, how are we saying her
Oh
name?
my
Watterson,
God.
yeah.
Can you
And she's
show us
got
the
this.
front of that book so people can see what?
Okay, let's show you guys. This
Oh,
card,
wow.
she has a book too that Rhonda sent us last year, and it basically changed my life a lot. So her book goes along with how she feels about the divine feminine, and this book has 53 cards of all the different aspects of the divine feminine. Some of them pure love and beautiful, some of them deceptive and things. There's all the different sides of the divine feminine, and we embrace them all in order to grow, right? And so today what we pulled, I gotta get the glasses back. We pulled a beautiful card that just touches my heart. Fatima, the mother of imams. Love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. So here she is. And in her like halo thing, you could like see light language or another
Oh,
language of some
wow.
sort. It's really beautiful. And she's like the daughter of Muhammad, and she married one of his cousins, so she's definitely there in that family. But what she represents is there's different things I wanted to read to you guys. So Fatima is the grace that sweeps through our seemingly complex lives and reminds us of what's core, what's solid earth to our soul, which is family. Family and our closest beloved friends, our family of choosing. That is what's so important at the core. And the love and the gratitude we feel when they show up for us, and what it feels like when we show up for them. So it's really core is about our true families, our spiritual families, nurturing, protecting, taking care of, lifting each other up on high and encouraging each other. So isn't this such a perfect card to come through for us? She also reminds us to sometimes take a step back and a deep breath and release the unrealistic expectations and allow what's really there to come in. Allow your nurturing to come up from the perspective that says love is the family we all belong to, and gratitude is the state of wealth we get to live in. Oh, see how that comes together? So her question she asks is, what am I most grateful for in this moment? I'd like to say it's the gathering of all of us together like this. And Katie, I would like to hand it over to you now. Share with us who you are, what you're doing, your favorite memory, and the beautiful card you were called to pull.
Wow. Well, gosh, you're a hard act to follow, Teresa. I love how your card just tied so beautifully with the story that you shared about family and how wealthy, you know, that makes us all feel. That was just divine. I'm Katie Steinle, and I'm with Discover Your Design. I show inquisitives and seekers of truth how to be who you came here to be. We deep dive into your genetic activations through human design, and we also bring in, I've got biofeedback, healing frequencies that we can adjust and harmonize you. And I'm an instructor in Qigong, so we can work with universal energies to really just bring you balance, flow, and ease in your life. My website is katiesteinle.com, STEINLE. And I'm one of the Muses. We all of us here, these four beautiful faces you're looking at, we all met at the Akashic Academy with Emily Harrison. And so we go way back, what, 5 years, guys?
It feels like it's been forever, so. Lifetimes.
Lifetimes,
Yeah,
right.
Lifetimes, but yeah.
It way longer than 5 years. Yeah. So I just love you guys, and I'm so honored and happy to be on the show with you guys today. You know who I ended up, I was doing a live yesterday, and Brian Cable popped on, and he was with us. Yeah, I wanted to make sure that I passed that along to you guys, because yeah, you know, we can go periods without talking, but then when we get together, it's just like so seamless and effortless.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you guys are my family. So, okay, so let's see. You wanted me to pull a card, and I'm super excited because I just got this Rumi. I don't know how many people are familiar with Rumi, but oh, just a beautiful, beautiful sage, and did so much inspiring work that I was super excited to get my hands on these cards. So I'm excited to pull one, just to help us with where we're at, kind of coming to the end of 2020 and stepping into 2021, hopefully with grace and ease, right?
Yes.
And
yes.
today we've got a very powerful, you know, the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is coming together and full force. And that is something that we have not seen at this intense level in 800 years. So, I mean, we're just calling in some magic today.
Absolutely.
So, I drew a new gown. The artwork here is absolutely gorgeous. And let me look that up, and because this is a new deck to me, and I can read you guys what the message is for all of us in the new gown. So this oracle comes to you with sacred portent. You are fast approaching a moment of great leap and evolutionary shift on your spiritual path, which is so in line with that conjunction. Yeah, wow. Your sense of yourself and your divine identity is about to be revealed and realized in a way more potent than ever before. This is wonderful, it says. It's a divine happening. You must allow it. So like Bruce said, it's like really deeply breathing it in and just allowing it to infuse inside of your body. Do not confuse humility with humiliation. Do not humble yourself excessively. You do not have to battle with false pride either. Simply honor yourself as a living being, worthy of life, worthy of this royal path of divine realization. What a gift it is to cast aside belief in inferiority or superiority, unhelpful as those notions are for you now. What a gift instead to embrace your own path, irrespective of what any other may think, whether they hold it in glory or derision. And I think that is so applicable in 2020, where we've seen polarization at a level, you know, we haven't seen before. And, you know, there's so much division, and everybody's like, whose side are you on? You know, are you with them or against them? And so I think this speaks to that. I'm with myself, you know, and I'm connected with myself, and that's who I answer to. So just to wrap it up, so you're stepping into empowerment in a new way, and it is to be honored. Do not allow yourself to be dragged into dramas or power games. Wow. You are worth so much more than that. You are tapping into your inner dignity, and others may not know how to respond. Some will respond with love and acknowledgement, others with fear and judgment, calling you too big for your boots or high and mighty. And that's what people do, right? When you know, speak your truth, if it's not what they want to hear, they're the ones that get insecure, right? And then we you know, take that on, and it's not ours to take on. Those are voices of fear, not truth. Be in your dignity and power and keep going. It is the divine that urges you thus, not the ego. Do not doubt the changes happening within you now. Embrace them. Ah, I love it. I love Rumi.
Yeah.
Perfect. I do too. Tell us a bit about, you're doing this 5-day healing, and I was going to ask you, can you play some tones for us today? Because I think we'll have a little extra time. I don't know if you can do that right now for the audience, and play some healing tones and just show them a taste. And if you go to Katie's her business page, you can join it, and then you can get this healing every day for the next 5 days.
Yes, thank you for bringing that up. So on my private Facebook group, it's called Discover Your Design. You can join, and I am gifting for the holiday season. I'm doing 5 days of healing. And since I work with biofeedback and healing frequencies, we've been assessing the group, the container, what we need. And we've been doing, you know, 10-minute session or what have you on biofeedback tones this week. So not too late to catch it. Today is day 4, and I'll be going live tonight at 5 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, please jump on over. I would love for you to join me. And I have to do a little bit of setup to encompass our group dynamic here. So why don't, who's going next is Rhonda.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be me.
Maybe you can go, and then I'll be ready with the tones when you're done.
I love it.
That sounds excellent. Okay. Okay. I just want to make sure everyone can hear me.
Yep.
Can everyone hear me okay? Because I know my Wi-Fi, it's snowing here, so it's kind of
lucky.
So
Look at all your sparkles.
You can keep it.
Oh yeah, you got half my snow, Bex, and well,
I got 38
you
inches
got half of everyone's snow
in 24 hours. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I would be happy with 6 inches. But anyways, 6, 8, 10. Just so I can snowshoe and ski. That would be really nice, cross country ski.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what I do, if anybody's ever worked with me, some people have worked with me, been able to be, we gift, every week we gift one of our talents to the audience who shares it out the most. And it's a lot of people have been able to come with me. And what I do is I do healing through your Akashic records. I use Reiki and the angels and sometimes crystals. And so that's what I do is I'll use Reiki through your Akashic records. So we go into your Akashic records and clear chakras, clear trauma, just, in 30 minutes, we can get a lot of work done. And I do that on Zoom or whatever you like. Usually MSN Messenger because it's easy for everybody just to connect. And that's what I do. At home, I do on in-person Reiki, and I'll lay out crystals on people. I also clear houses distantly through the Akashic records and with crystals. Yeah, I do a lot of different things. It's a lot of fun.
And you're a teacher. You teach
us. I teach Reiki. And I'm thinking probably if I'm maybe going in the new year, doing sort of like a revisit for people who have taken Reiki and maybe didn't get all that they wanted to, or now that they've been using it, they have questions, and maybe do a little, what I would call a revamp Reiki, or just a little bit of what would you call it?
A refresh.
A refresh. Yeah. Refresh Reiki. So, and just the tips and tricks that I've learned over the years, what you can use it for. Because I don't think everybody's using it to their full potential.
No. But it also gives you an upgrade, like it up levels your Reiki ability too. So
yeah. Oh yeah. That's right. That's got a refresh too.
I did. And it supercharged me. It was amazing.
Yeah. And I do that through your Akashic records because right now we can't get together, and sometimes people just can't get out to do the class. But I found I was always hesitant until I learned to read Akashic records. But now when I can get into your Akashic records, I'm soul to soul with you. So if I do any attuning or that, I'm right next to you. So it's good. But so the card I pulled today, which is from the new deck from Kyle Gray, the Angel Guide deck, which is all about your guardian angels and what they want to say to you, is angelic protection. This is what they're calling forth for the theme of this year. And this is like the worst is behind you. You have, this is really what it says. The worst is behind. And if right now you're getting memories coming up that aren't so nice, just they want you to reflect on them and realize that was the worst. And what did you learn from that? Sort of flip it and say, oh, it was bad. But no, how far have you come from that? How much better is everything now? Every year, every day we change and we go forward. They want you to keep moving forward. Yeah, shit happens, stuff happens to us. Of course it does. We ask for it. We ask for these lessons and we ask for this. We got to realize that we don't always have to ask for it the hard way. So when we're talking to our angels, yeah, we can have those lessons. Let's make it a little easier. So remember, the angels are with you and they want you to know that their protection is with you. Call on it, please. Call on it. They want you to know that going forward next year, it's a year that we're all kind of holding our breath to see what's going to happen. It's going to be better than this year because we know we have the angels. We know we've already survived 2020. Yeah, they can throw, but we have to know that we have angelic protection. The worst is behind us. We're going to go forward. Pull on that armor of our angels. Ask them to help you. Take on that confidence that they can give you and go forward knowing that you're divinely protected and they're only a thought, a spoken word away. So that's the one I have. And that one reminds me of Archangel Michael. But yeah, of course, with his sword and his shield. But know that the angels are right there with us and they're just like, you just have to talk to them. Like I always say, Operators are standing by.
I love that.
Operators are standing by. They just waiting for you to call on them. Yep. So that's excellent. Oh, look, Christina. Yay. We're going to put Christina.
Hi, ladies. Sorry, I'm a hot mess. I was working this morning. I haven't had a chance to put on makeup or do anything. How y'all doing?
You look gorgeous.
Wonderful. Oh, I wish I could.
Don't you wish you looked that good?
Yeah, I know. It takes me hours. And then,
beautiful
filters and everything else, but that's okay.
I am so sorry I'm late, ladies.
That is okay. We're happy you're here.
Muse number 2 in the house.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I completely spaced. I was running back home. I'm here now. I'm here.
Well, thank you. We're excited you're here, Chris.
Yeah, I love your energy.
We were just going
around.
Give
you a second to get organized.
Okay.
And then we're going to put, Katie's probably ready to do her tones. And we'll get you to get your cards and get yourself together. Is that okay?
Let's do it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Do you have oracle cards, Chris?
I always have cards. I got tons. Don't worry about me.
He comes packing. Okay, well, yeah, we'll go ahead and move forward with the biofeedback tones that we were talking about. This biofeedback system is based on Hertz frequency, and it's kind of like the Jetsons in Star Trek when we were kids. It's like nowadays, they've been able to condense this equipment down, with computer science, and instead of having to have a bunch of electrodes, hooked up to your head, to create, resonance and to, change and harmonize the frequencies within your system. What we do is we take a sample of our container in our biofield, and then the system compares that with hundreds of markers of perfected resonances. So it's like, this is the future. Like at some point, instead of like having to actually take vitamins, right, to be able to, adjust your levels, you will simply resonate with the frequency of that vitamin or mineral, and through something like the biofeedback system, and then you'll be off on your way. So it's just amazing, like how science just keeps like streamlining things. So what I just did a scan, and I came up with a couple things that I thought would be perfect, given the dynamic of the show and the cards that are coming up for us today. So we'll do 2 minutes of this, and it's just going to be, pretty bells, very soft, relaxing music that you can close your eyes and just, open yourself up to receive. And the Hertz frequencies are layered underneath that. So what came up strong for us to work through and work on and harmonize with is, just protecting our energy, protecting our aura. This is a time of year where, it's easy to get drained. It's easy, to have, people sucking your energy out with the holidays and whatnot. So that'll be perfect. And the Hertz frequency for solfeggio tones is for expressing uniqueness, which is perfect because the Rumi card that we pulled was all about stepping into your own power, right? And trusting yourself and just embodying your truth and not listening to everyone else. And I also added the, it's called the miracle frequency, solfeggio tone, 528 Hertz. It's actually DNA repair and transformation. And so that's why it's called the miracle frequency. Always a good one to throw in. And then what came up for us was our third eye was very activated. And so let's take advantage of that, and we'll go ahead and fine tune that. And also our sacral chakra came up. So again, as we play these tones, I want you to maybe, put one hand on your belly and also focus on your third eye and just opening up and, allowing grace to come in and just amp up your game and, amp up this energy within you. And also suffering came up. And, 2020, I think all of us have been touched in more than one way. And so that makes sense that suffering is an emotion that's coming in strong to some degree. And even the thing is with our energy and the way, we interact with the world around us, even sometimes if you are doing all the work and you're, you know, pretty well even keeled, the environment that you're in, you know, the coworkers at your job, you know, just the people at the grocery store, you are just taking that energy in and you're processing it. So it's always good, you know, to clear and even the thing. Did somebody turn on their volume? Oh, maybe that was on my end. I heard background. Anyways, so yeah, let's go ahead and I'm going to set it for 2 minutes. And so why don't we all just sit back and close our eyes. We'll start to take some deep breaths. And as you're breathing in, we just want to make sure that your exhale is longer than your inhale. Letting it all go, all the stress of the week, all the stress of the year, and taking that breath and moving it down into your feet, grounding yourself, feeling your feet on the floor, on the earth, picturing yourself as a big oak tree. And as you breathe out, you're moving the roots from the bottoms of your feet down into the crust of the earth and connecting with that nurturing, healing, vital energy. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to open our heart space. That's the place of allowing. And if you find that you've got a lot of mental thoughts buzzing around, we're going to go ahead and we're going to picture us wrapping all of that energy, all of those thoughts into a crystal ball. And on this next exhale, you're just going to drop that ball down into your heart space. The crystal quartz purifies those thoughts, and then dropping it into your heart space allows us to use that electric magnetic energy that is in your brain and is a very powerful thing, but we're going to turn that into love and light. And with that, I'll go ahead and turn the tones on. Oh, wow, guys, we actually got a gong. That is a rare thing. And it actually only comes up when you've had a very significant increase in alignment and energy flow. And so congratulations. That's just such a beautiful thing. We increased our harmony over 100% of where we were before. our alignment close to 100%, and our energy flow 100%. So I don't know, did any of you feel that? Actually, some people that are sensitive can actually feel that shifting and moving, you know, through their body.
Yeah, definitely felt waves happening.
Ooh.
That was so cool. Yeah, it was amazing.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And even if you didn't feel it, that's okay. It is definitely working. I've seen these tones work miracles on myself and many others. So thank you for letting me gift, you know, everybody in your group with this beautiful, healing, vibrant energy. On the day before the winter solstice. It's such a powerful time of the year. So this is just, that's probably why we were amplified and we got such a good response. So good job, everybody.
And it works on the replay. So I've been playing them before I go to bed at night, and it's just like awesome. So I go and fast forward in your videos and play them again and again. So yeah, it's great.
And we still need your favorite holiday memory or seasonal memory, some kind of.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, let's see. Favorite holiday memory. So when I grew up in the Midwest, you know, where we get snow, and the best thing ever was when it snows and you're like just in a room, you know, you're not necessarily looking outside, but you can almost tell because it's so, when you open your eyes, you know, when you get up in the morning, the room is just like a different, a lighter, you know, just different kind of coloring to it. And so I would always, like, when, you know, I thought it was going to snow, and I, you know, all through the night I'd be like, oh, please let it snow. And then, you know, I don't have to go to school and I can go out and play and sled and do all these beautiful things. And especially around Christmas time, you know, I would just lay there in my bed, and it was the best feeling ever when I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh, I can tell it snowed, you know, and I'd run and I'd look out the window, and it would just be this like just pristine, you know, untouched, like winter wonderland. And, you know, if you got lucky every so often, you know, on Christmas Eve, you're excited anyway, and you're, you know, just hoping to see Santa. I would like pop up throughout the night, you know, and is it snowing? You know, I swear sometimes I'd see Santa's sleigh, like, you know, cruising past, you know, and I would just the joys of being a child and looking at the world, like with that wonder in your eyes, and that magic and the beauty of like the simple things in life. So for me, like around the holidays, if it snows, like it can't get any better than that. Oh, Muse number 3 is here, Stephanie.
Yeah, Stephanie's here. Yay. Oh, good. Very good.
Falling while driving. It's a miracle.
See, we played the transformation and miracle frequency, and then Stephanie just drops in.
You want to know what's crazy too? I just spent, I mean, as most everyone knows, I've come fresh from the pulpit, but my entire sermon this morning was about miracles.
Oh, wow. Of course.
How
Perfect.
How wow is
that's
that?
excellent.
And more so about the idea that we aren't experiencing less miracles. We're just using different language to explain them, and we're explaining them away.
Oh, wow.
That's true.
It's cool. So we're going to have Christine. You have your cards hopefully still with you. We're going to have Christina do her card, and she popped in, so that was a miracle too.
Yeah.
She came in from work.
It's a miracle that I agreed without makeup.
And so before you pull the card, tell us about you.
Okay.
Share with us who you are, and then your story, and then a card.
Okay. That's like a really open-ended question. So, I am Christina Alyssia. I am a warrior spirit by birth. I've always been very, very attracted to the more militant side of the world. You know, I was in the military. I like physical fitness. I like anything that scares me. And I bring that into my spiritual life as well. You know, I like to think of it as an exploration, as a journey into self-dominance is not the right word, but and discovery is not even the right word. Mastery.
Yes, that's the word that came to me.
So it's bridging the physical and the spiritual in a way that brings spirit to earth. You know, I don't want to ascend this planet and go back to the next. I want to bring spirit onto this planet. So that's very much my my mission, my spiritual journey right now. It's bridging those two sides of myself, the very militant physical side and then the spiritual side, so that they are never alone. That was pretty eloquent. I like that. I'm really proud. And were you asking favorite holiday memory, or do I answer that at the end?
Whenever you want, but now would be good.
It actually does segue. So I was thinking about this. My favorite holiday memory was the first time I realized that I had an issue and I had to know everything. This was the year that I found out that Santa Claus wasn't real.
Oh, no.
So I come downstairs and there's this beautiful big
He's
box.
not?
Well, I have proof now because my parents, they blew it. So I go downstairs and there's this giant box and two beautiful little black kittens inside. And we've been asking for kittens forever. And I remember looking at the box and looking at the little food box that they had their food in and their little water bowl. And I recognized, I was like, you know, that lunch box that they have their food in was a lunch box that I had 2 years ago that I haven't seen for a while, but I'm pretty sure they didn't throw away. And that water bowl, that's clearly from our kitchen. So I started putting all these pieces together, realized the blanket was from the house. It's like, there is no Santa. This is your house. And I presented this to my parents as proof that Santa wasn't real. And now I realize that was definitely nurture versus nature. I was just born this way. But that's been my whole life. I like to see something and figure out how it fits into the big picture. But that is one of my favorite holiday memories. I realized I had a gift.
I love it.
A blessing and a curse, right?
It wasn't about the kittens. It was about the fact that I could see all the evidence in front of me and put it together. It's twisted, but I was very proud of myself.
No, it's truth seeking. It's perfect. You know, you cut through the BS and you went right for it. And you're like, I see the truth. I'm not letting anybody tell me differently, and you're still doing it,
right?
You know?
And it was a She-Ra lunchbox too.
Oh, wow.
What'd you name the kittens?
Star and oh gosh, I want to say it was another winter name. Star and Angel. That's what
wow.
We had kids. Same names when my kids were little. They named their Star and Angel as well.
Oh
gosh.
Yeah.
And they were such cute ones. Star ran away within weeks of having him, but he lived with a very nice family down the road. So he had a great life. But that was my favorite holiday memory.
Awesome.
All right, so let's see. I've got this really cool deck that I just got, and it's the Sacred Geometry, because I'm very big
on that one too.
All things symbols. So what I'm going to ask for is just an activation, and ask Spirit to give us whatever activation we need to help to solidify and ingratiate all of the stuff that Katie just brought to us as well. So we've got the audio. Let's get the visual.
We are leveling up today, you guys. I love this.
All right, the first card, oh, that's beautiful, is the Freedom of Love.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So we definitely have, the red is definitely the root chakra, and some of the orange too. We've got the doves that represent love here, but if you look at the fractals, let's see if I can get that in a good thing. Wow. Now, if you see, if you're into mandalas, what you do is you'll look at it for 30 to 60 seconds and just allow your eyes to relax. So there's so much, what I'm hearing about this card is there's just so much bravery. The freedom of love is not just being open to love, it's being open to the loss of love. So love is such an ironically scary thing to fall in love. right? It takes courage on a whole nother level, especially after you've lost love. So having the freedom of love is being so secure and loving in your own essence that you're not scared to love or to lose love anymore. You are completely free. You're free to give love openly, unconditionally, and without any reservations. That's a very nice heart opener. I want to pull one more. Oh, okay. Oh gosh, now they're all scattering. And swallow the sun.
Oh, I love that.
There's that solar plexus.
Yeah.
And we have both cards have birds in them too. I don't know if anybody's been getting any bird messages recently.
I have.
I saw them when I was out this morning. This bird kept following me around the woods. So this would be a great one for, you can see the solar plexus energy is going wild right there. And just let your eyes relax and look at the card.
I love how all the cards that we've all drawn so far tied together. You know, it's reading this beautiful story because we were talking about embodiment of our own power.
So let me see what it says about the cards in the book. This is a new deck. So freedom of love, which is this one. The dodecahedron is associated with the unity consciousness and Christ consciousness. So we got the spiral, or the golden spiral hearts, which creates a matrix through which we realize that we live in integrity with heart energy of true freedom. Our journey of evolution is the journey towards unity consciousness. Yeah. Love is the key that unlocks and helps us realize our divinity.
Yes.
That's beautiful. And the second one. Should I hold that up right?
Yes, that's her.
Swallow the sun is about dreams and visions, and I've been having some crazy vivid dreams.
Yes, me too.
Total side note. So the sun is celebrated throughout the world as the giver of life, and in many cultures of God. The vibrancy geometry of the sun card invites you to explore its symbolism and the ability to illuminate and guide you. The swallows swoop and play in this solar portal, encouraging you to see the light-hearted reflection of your dreams and visions. Dreams, whether in sleep or the musings of reverie, will offer clues to your internal process. These visions will direct your path and offer a sense of purpose, vitality, and life force.
Wow.
That's powerful.
It just goes so well with we were talking a little astrology, and we've got both the two largest planets in the universe. Is somebody shuffling cards?
It sounds crackly. Like maybe there's a microphone issue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking somebody was shuffling a deck.
Yeah.
But we've got the two largest planets in the entire universe in Aquarius, closer than they've been any time in 800 years. In fact, they thought that the Christmas star that led the wise men to Jesus in biblical times was a similar type of conjunction. And because they come together and they're so big and bright, they form what we see as almost one bright big star. But Aquarius is all about, it's an air sign, so it's about just dreaming and letting your visions and your dreams take flight, and kind of stepping into anything is possible kind of mentality. And so thank you, Chris. I just think that is such a strong message that we really need to anchor in. That's absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that's definitely been a big theme in my dreams lately as well, is that chaotic world that's going on. Just my dreams keep reminding me, this is not real. It is not real. It is not real. Don't get sucked into it. You have to keep yourself centered here. And that's that unity consciousness, that Christ consciousness. We talked about that, Jesus will not be reborn in a physical form. That Christ consciousness is our birthright. It will be reborn in us. And that's a really important message right now.
Well said.
Yeah, I love that. That is so awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. All right, we're passing it to you, Stephanie. So you get to tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do, share your favorite Christmas memory, and then, of course, your card.
Oh, a little bit about me and what I do. So I'm Stephanie Victoria, and I am, oh gosh, my mission keeps evolving, but right now I am on a cell to soul mission, sharing the truth and the divinity of our design as taught by Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and bringing that into understandable, absorbable content that people in this time, in this age, can understand. So it really means nourishing and what's another good word? Because I feel like nourishing applies to the cells as much as it does the soul. But when I think of nourishing the soul, it's more like it's like setting your soul to flourishing. I don't know. But there are a lot of ways to do this. So my jig is cellular health. And that is what I teach in a cell to soul model. So everything from the cellular mechanics of our bodies to the way that our DNA informs the entirety of the reality that we live. So that's my fun zone. Definitely. I've been sitting here listening to the other ladies talk about their favorite Christmas memories and like scanning my childhood archives for what would be the most exciting Christmas memory that I can think of. And I think it's gonna have to be the year that we got duped bad, but it was so magical. It really was. It was so magical. My brother, who is 10 years my senior, made it come alive. My parents had a lot of help. It was the three of them that were, carrying on the fostering of the Santa Claus magic. And so it got interesting. The older that he got and the further that he could take it, and us little ones still be kind of hanging on to the magic because he was always coming up with something bigger and something better to like, oh, that can't be possible. How could it be possible except that it's real? And so this particular year, it was reindeer poop in the front yard, footprints by reindeer. I mean, I don't know. To this day, like, I'm just gonna have to ask him because I still don't know. Like, how did he do this? How did we not get human footprints around the reindeer footprint? Like, I don't know. But I can remember being woken up because, of course, we were trying to sleep. Got to go to bed early, let the magic happen. Santa will come if you're still awake, all this good stuff, right? And I can remember I was asleep, and everything had to have been in place or they wouldn't have started trying to wake us up. But my brother woke up my sister and I, and just nonchalantly, like it was an accident, right? Like we could hear the bells. We could hear jingle bells just reverberating through the house, these metal tinny and it was like they were coming from outside. So he had been somehow outside of our window. He had to have climbed to the second story on the front porch because that's the only way he could have gotten outside our window with those bells. And man, I can remember her and I coming downstairs just being so excited, like, oh my gosh, we're going to catch him. We're going to see Santa. We're going to finally see. We're going to, so much excitement. And everyone in the house was playing like it was night, like they were all asleep. And it was weird that we were awake, right? And so we ended up waking the whole house up. And I don't know, did we examine it really? There wouldn't have been a whole lot of examining to do at the age that we were. So we really did. We just got drawn right into the magic of it. But being outside as a little kid after midnight, looking at reindeer poop in the front yard where supposedly the reindeer, you know, had flown over. I don't know. It was wild. And then footprints. We found footprints also on the second story porch. Like, it was an open thing. There was no cover. And so you could just see, and we were to believe that Santa had parked the sleigh, and those were the footprints from the reindeer. It was super. I just when I draw back up that feeling of excitement and just the Christmas magic behind what's being created, I don't know, it still gives me those feelings. It still gives me those feelings of excitement and awe and wonder. Yeah, that's got to be my favorite for sure. So I pulled a card before I left this morning for the group, and I have to be really honest. This is going to be like confession time for me. I pulled the card, and I was like, "Oh, that can't be right." And I shoved it back in the deck. I gave it a quick shuffle, and I pulled the same card again. And so then I was like, okay, Spirit, I see you. So the message here is bigger than I thought. So I'm going to share with you this card, and maybe you'll understand why. I was like, oh, we can do better than that. But now I get it. So I hope that it lands with you guys the way that it did with me. Or I hope you get it quicker than I did. So the card, I got to try and get it into my phone here. Moving on. And you can see that this guy is in between the light and the dark. He's in a doorway. I spent about 45 minutes just looking at this card in my passenger's seat while I was coming to service this morning. Moving on. The first time I saw it, when I pulled it the first time, I thought, well, yeah, we're moving on. Okay, we can do better. And then I pulled it again, and I really kind of got it. We are moving on. We're moving into the light, much like this super cool dude right here. Moving into the light. Still shadows around us. We have this divine balance that's taking place at this time on the planet. And people awakening to new things, awakening to magic in new ways, awakening to miracles, but with remembered language that we've seemed to have forgotten, because miracles are around us all the time. And as Katie was mentioning, the age of Aquarius, and that it's an air sign, is that right? It made me think of this card again. And the leaves that are blowing in. I don't know how well you can see them. I'm going to see if I can get it to move a little bit. But you can see.
I can see
leaves blowing all around this man. Which to me, of course, says air and movement. It says that things are not stagnant. Things are not still. And that we can flow with it. We are moving on into a beautiful, beautiful age. With all of this magic around us, all of the divine balance of light and dark. And something better is ahead.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I think it's excellent.
Yeah, that's a beautiful message.
I love that so much. That was, yeah, so perfect. And the message is so much bigger than, you know, when you first look at it. Of course, it just comes on so much bigger, and you realize how powerful that moving on really is. It's not just a moving on from a part of your life. It's moving on collectively. We're all moving on. We're all shifting and changing dramatically right now. I love that.
I loved it a whole lot better the second time.
So cool. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing that with us. That's awesome. Oh, this has been amazing. I'm having so much fun with you guys. This is great. I'm so glad you guys were able to come on and hang out with us today. And I guess I'm wrapping it up with my card, my story, my whatever. I don't know. I guess I'm supposed to tell who I am. So I'm Bex Marie, and I am an intuitive reader, an Archangel life coach, a Reiki practitioner. I like to say that my purpose is to help people find the clarity in their lives and really be able to move past their confusion. You know, for those people who are feeling lost, those newly awakened or long time awakened that have kind of felt like they've been stuck in not being able to see beyond themselves sometimes, that's where I show up, and I can help you find the clarity in your life and help you be able to see your purpose and follow that mission and you know, release the distractions, because we always get so bogged down with distractions. So that's kind of my passion, my purpose. And you can find me on Divinely Guided Inspirations with Bex Marie. And I do readings, I do life coaching sessions and all of that. So if you'd like to hang out, you know, shoot me a message. Let's see, my story. I guess I would have to say that, you know, when I think about my childhood, my happiest memories ever are of Christmas with my family. We had a big extended family that would come to Long Island, New York every year, and it'd be the only time we could ever see each other. And we'd spend a week there and have the most amazing Christmas. And it would just feel, you know, like everything was good, like the world was safe, everything just felt good. We'd be around people that, you know, we loved completely, and you just felt like, you know, just that like universal hug, you know, all around you all the time. We'd go to church, we just had this amazing routines, and yeah, it was such a special time. And the magic of it, the magic of being able to spend time with the people that you don't get to see very often, and, you know, getting to do the things that maybe aren't such a big deal every other day, but for that time period, it just felt so perfect and so exciting. And, you know, that for me, like that magic has carried through my life. And I find that around Christmas every year, I get that giddy, you know, inner child excitement and the magic. And I still try to carry the magic throughout my life in, you know, in every other possible way as well. But I find that once December hits, I'm like ready to go. I'm excited. I'm, you know, really feeling like the lights and the snow. I'm not huge on snow, but I'm learning to accept it a little bit more because I've lived around it most of my life, but I could do with a little less. We got hit with 38 inches a couple days ago in one day. So I'm kind of already burnt out on snow. but you know, it's the magic of the time of year. It's just being able to, you know, really move past any sort of conflict or confusions or anything that we've had throughout the year, and really just see people with love, you know, see people for who they truly are, see the souls of everyone. I think that for me is the most powerful memory, you know, the most powerful thing that I bring through every year, and try to carry throughout the whole year. So yeah, I think that's it. And my card, which this is hysterical because, again, you know, wrapping up the whole thing, and it's been a story, like Katie said, you know, we all have bits and pieces. Rhonda and I both pulled our cards beforehand, and we didn't show each other anything. But my card that came up was Supreme Protection, Green Terra, which is from the Kyle Gray. Let me see if I can get it. The Kyle Gray Keepers of the Light Oracles. Rhonda's was Angelic Protection. So how perfect is that? That hers is in the middle with protection, and come back around with more protection. But it also goes with what Stephanie was talking about. It's talking about being able to move beyond limitation, you know, being able to trust in the process, being able to know that we're protected, and that as we're letting things go, we can see that, you know, we are fully embodying who we are now, or stepping into that space without fear. You know, it's knowing that as we start to move past the, you know, this traumatic year that a lot of us have had, we know it's safe to let go of the stories that we've held onto so tightly this year, the stories that we've created, the things we've used to identify ourselves, realizing that as our limitations have become more and more, we don't have to be that way anymore. Our limitation always goes as far as our own mind, right? So we only have to believe what we choose to believe. And we can choose to believe beyond what the world is showing us. You know, that's the power of magic. That's the power of miracles. That's the power of our true divine nature, is being able to trust and believe and beyond what we see, right? And know that we're perfectly safe in doing so. And that's what is so important for us to know, that moving into 2021, yes, there's going to be similar themes sometimes. Yes, there's going to be things that come up that we need to heal or face or whatever. We're always going to be in a process of learning, always in a process of embracing our lessons and, you know, being challenged so that we can grow. but it's how we address those, how we face them, how we see them, that truly gives us our power. And if we can see beyond the limitations, if we can trust in the process and know that we're being moved in a direction that's going to benefit us greatly, everything we've been through has been to serve us. So when we can see that, we can trust that and know that we're perfectly safe and protected and loved in doing this, there's nothing we can't do. So that's the card that came up. And yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. This has been amazing.
This was so much fun. We have got to do this more often, you guys.
Yeah.
Absolutely, and vice versa. You guys are always welcome on onto the Muses to talk about whatever's alive in the world.
Amazing. We love that. We have to do. We'll have to jump on your show, the three of us together, and totally hang out and do this again because that's so much fun.
And tell us when your show is on.
Our show is at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern every Sunday, live on Facebook in the Muses.
It would be on right after our show.
Following your show.
Yes.
You can just, keep on going.
Immediately.
Yeah. So if you want a soulful Sunday, hop on Spirit Sessions and jump right over to Muses. And what a way to be able to really give yourself an awesome start for the week.
For sure. Stephanie's pulling in and out of here. Kat unfortunately had an animal emergency just before the show started. So, of course, fur babies come first. And that's too bad, but we'll get Kat on here again sometime. So that's
yes, absolutely. All right. And I think I just have quick notifications and then that's it for today. The winner of last week's Share It Out, who won a session with me, is I'm probably not gonna say this right. I apologize. Shiraz Saini. So I'll be contacting you. Please share out this week to win with Teresa. Whoever shows up the most will win with Teresa. We'll announce at the end of next week's show. And next week we have Suzanne Gunderson coming on to do some tapping. So that's going to be really awesome too, to help us tap and get rid of some of the whatever we don't want to bring with us in 2021. This is the time to be able to let it go. Shake it off, let it go, tap it away, and move on. And tomorrow, for anybody who is interested, we are continuing our Monday Live at 5, where we're pulling cards you can get a card from each of us. So 3 cards from 3 powerful readers for the low price of $22.22 US. And usually this is a huge discount for us because usually I think we charge like 3 times that, don't we? Twice, 2 or 3 times that. So it's a huge discount and it's not going to keep going for very long. I think we're doing it this week and maybe next week, and that might be it. So if you want a chance to get a reading from us, especially right now where we're going through this huge portal of shifting and changing and moving into the Aquarius energy, and what is that going to bring for you? This is an awesome time to do that. So thank you guys so much. We love you all. I hope you have a very blessed week and happy holidays. Merry Christmas, those who celebrate. Yeah, this is, yay, I'm so excited. This is a beautiful, beautiful time. And happy winter solstice too.
And all the information for the guests is in the show notes. So if you're looking for the Muses, if you're looking for anybody here, and Kat, Katie, Christina, or Stephanie, all their links are in the show information. So you can just pop over and hook up with them that way. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye.